who are starting to feel very anxious and basically saying that they're scared because of the virus.
Or even, and on top of that, they feel alone because they are alone and they have to be alone. And that can be kind of hard to deal with, especially if you're used to being around others a lot.
So what do we do about it?
Yeah.
We bring in a friend who we've known for years and years and years. He's an author, relationship therapist, Dr. R.G. Alan Wilson. Doctor, always good to see you.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Mike and Alex. It's good to be here. Good to see you guys, too.
Your face and your words always give us comfort, so help us out. I guess you can't just go about this willy-nilly, which that's a term I've been using a lot lately. You got to have a plan. Have a plan.
Yeah, you got to have a couple plans right now, really. I'm telling people to have a safety care plan so that kind of decreases their anxiety. You know, what are they going to have in the house? Are they going to be on text chat with their family? Are they teaching their older seniors how to do FaceTime so that they can see them if they can't be with them? Whatever that safety care plan is, have that for yourselves. And then have a self-care plan. We all need that. So if you're working from home, we need a schedule. You need a wake up time, you need a sleep, go to bed time, you need a time to eat and a time to work. So whatever your self-care plan is, and then you need a time to relax. A lot of times we feel like, and I was talking to a client the other day, and I said, do you have your self-care plan? And she was saying, no, I really haven't figured it out. And I was like, okay, well, come up with your self-care plan so that you can begin to really relax yourself a little bit more so that you know what you're going to do. And then share that with your family members or whomever's with you in the house. Mm-hmm. Or if you're alone, say, these are the times that I'm taking my break. So can we chat during that time, or can we get on a face chat or a Zoom? Does that make sense, guys?
It does. And I've seen some people, they inspired me, who they're starting to take baths at the end of the day, and they normally don't because you have time for that now. Face masks, those kind of things. And little things, but I think it's helpful for the self-care part.
Because I'm old, and I haven't been through anything in this in my lifetime. So none of us have it. So this is all new stuff.
It's all new. And so that's the increased anxiety too. You know, anxiety comes from fear of uncertainty. It comes from worry. It comes from this idea that we don't know what's going to happen, right? And so for many of us, that means that we feel out of control. So what I've been saying to people is control the controllables. We can't focus on what we can't control. We have to focus on what we can control. And so acceptance, and somebody sent me an article that was talking about grief. The reality of it is many of us are anxious because we're grieving the loss of the life that we knew. Everything has changed. Our lives are been turned upside down. So I'm saying to people, create a paradigm shift. What does that look like? You've got to start with acceptance, right? Because in the beginning, when we're dealing with grief, we're in denial. Like, this is not happening. You know, this is going to be over in a little bit. We're not going to have to deal with this. So finally, when you get to a place of acceptance, you can reset your mindset. Once you accept, then you adapt and you readjust. Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah, and I'd never heard it put that way. We're grieving like we've lost a loved one, but we've lost our normal life.
Exactly.
And we want it back.
Yeah.
We do. We want it back like right now. But guess what? This is an opportunity for us to reshape how we do things, maybe even get back to the basics. I can't tell you the number of people that have told me that in their old life, they never had time to hang out with friends. Now people are getting on Zoom and they're getting on Face Chat and they're being able to have like cocktail parties and play games on Zoom. So we're reconnecting with the family members that we live with. So this is a time to recalibrate and determine, well, what is it that you now have time for? Coming up with a new hobby, be creative about it.
I will say I'm talking more to people that I've known, like from all levels, than I ever have. Like my parents, my grandfather, we're talking every day. People from college you're talking to now. Like, it's just...
I'm closer to people now than I have been in years. You're right.
It is. See, here's the thing. We've all used the excuse that we don't have time. We can no longer use that excuse.
We got time now.
Right? We have time. And we can calculate that time. And actually, what this social distancing is teaching us is that social distance does not mean social isolation. Right? That we still can connect. And with technology, we have multiple ways to connect. So we need to find ways to use our words and use our verbal expression to tell people how we feel about them.
You're right.